Hey guys. Ugh, this lighting is really bad. I'm sorry. It's not really about the lighting though, right? It's about what I wanted to tell you. Maybe if I turn my camera, I don't know. Figure it out. Anyway, it's supposed to be a vlog of. I've tried to record this already. I don't know how many times, and every time I do, I just don't like it, and I just get upset. I'm trying not to be upset. Right. So, where have I been? I was very, very close to my father. My parents split up when I was 6. My mom took me and my brother out, separated. I knew I had 2 homes. It's because my mom was unhappy. My dad would come out on the weekends, He was my hero, my best friend. That never changed. He did the best he could, even though we lived so far away. When I was 15, I moved back in with my dad. Went to school. My life had gotten better because of it. So I thought, I'm going to go back home to the desert. It was dumb. I ended up coming back home when I was 18. Shortly after I was 18, I stayed. We would have the best conversations, about everything, and we bonded over horror movies, and we had a tradition every April 21st. We would watch John Carpenter's The Fog. Every April 21st for years. We would say La Noche every night, which is Croatian for good night. It's something my mom taught him when I was a little girl. He got me into world history, World War II aviation. I love World War II airplanes, aircrafts, and tanks, and military history, because my dad was an ex-Navy. He was a veteran. We were just very close. Let's speed up. He drank every day. He was a drinker, and sometimes when he had too many beers, he'd get really mean, but I knew that the next morning he'd be fine. I noticed he started getting sick. Didn't start looking too good. It was like 2012. 2013 got worse. May 2013, he told me, I don't want to drink anymore. And this was after he'd been having memory issues. He couldn't move around as much, didn't have as much energy. He couldn't walk up and down the stairs anymore because he lived in the same apartment since 1968. It was my home. You gotta remember, my dad was born in 1947. So we had this great apartment for years. It was home by the ocean. I watched my father age practically overnight. I watched him deteriorate overnight. I not only started taking care of him, I started taking care of everything. And the bills. Overnight, I'm not kidding. And I was all he had. Let's skip forward, shall we? After 2 unsuccessful attempts at taking him to a doctor, we got him to the VA. And they kept him for a week, but they were going to send him back, and it wasn't enough. I needed more help. He was showing signs of dementia because of the cirrhosis. It was so bad. And God, he used to get so mean. It was like it wasn't even my father. We ended up moving December 16th, 2013. Got him into the hospital. at Loma Linda, VA Loma Linda, and I spent my 30th birthday in my bedroom with my cats. Skip a bit. Yeah, and he had to spend Christmas too. My birthday's Christmas Eve. My father's was the 20th. So he had to spend his birthday and my birthday and Christmas. Nursing home. It just got worse. Like, the toxins in his blood was just too much. And the term palliative care came up, which is a step up from hospice. And it was just so rough because it wasn't like my dad anymore. He wasn't there. I helped him with everything. When I got him back in the hospital, they finally kept him. That's where the videos of the geese come from. There's a geese pond, or goose pond, or duck pond, or whatever. I had bonded with the geese, especially the loudest, most obnoxious swan goose, who I named Gus, who, from what I've heard from friends who still go there, other fellow veterans, that apparently he looks a little depressed, so I'm going to have to go see my baby. But as they had my dad, apparently they got the toxin levels down, but it was already too late. His body it was too much poison. Mentally, he was my dad again. So the run of fare, I would visit him on Friday. We would watch the Supernatural marathons on TNT. I'd go to fair that weekend, and on my way home, I'd go and visit him every weekend. Mother's Day rolls around, and I get a phone call that he went into a coma. I raced home that Tuesday on the 13th. He was kind of in and out. And I said, "I love you, Dad. Just get some sleep." I was holding his hand, and I said, "La noche." And he squeezed my hand and said, "La noche." The next day, I had a weird feeling all day. It was almost 8 o'clock at night. I called. I asked for his name, and the nurse went, "Oh, I'm so sorry. He passed away 5 minutes ago." My father passed away May 14th, 2014 at 7:53 p.m. It was a full moon. Skip forward a little bit. My brother moved to a different state, his family. I tried to go somewhere else. That fell through really fast. I ended up going somewhere, or living somewhere I didn't want to live. And now I'm where I'm at now. And I'm still trying to get back on my feet. It's just very hard. Because all the emotions I was feeling has come back, and it's one thing to lose a loved one, and you're a caregiver too. That's also hard, but when it's both, it kind of screws you up. Because I had to watch up close. And I know I have forms of PTSD. So I make videos now to kind of get back on the horse. Something my dad thought I was good at, entertaining people, also writing and doing special effects makeup and stuff like that. It was always encouraging. So that's why there was such a gap. And if you want more detail of what I went through, it's actually in my blog, which will be in the description below. And I started it in 2012, so there's a lot. There's a lot there. I really miss him. And trying to get my feet back on the ground, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'll try to have something happier later to update. We didn't have internet, so I think I said that already. And on that note, thank you so very much for watching. And I will see you lovelies anon. Adieu.